A lot of people just think like, whoa, 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 like what happened? You rehomed this child, like it's not an animal. How did you get to this point? And open up. Hey guys. Hey fam, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is going to be a hot one. It involves a topic that's currently trending on YouTube, and it is pertaining to a family adopting a young boy and then rehoming him. The woman's name is Myka Stauffer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her channel, but I've watched her channel here and there. They're a Caucasian family, but they adopted this boy from China. Now, over the years, they have shown and shared and mentioned that he has had like a series of learning or impairments that they didn't know was there initially. Like he's autistic, and I think his case is rather severe in the sense where he does have therapy like for 6 hours a day. That's a lot of therapy. So the family has shared that, you know, they have kids of their own, they have biological kids of their own, and then they adopted him. And then the mom had actually just since had a baby who's not even like a year old yet. So they adopted this child and was, you know, sharing the journey on YouTube. They shared his adoption, they shared the struggles that they were met with and what he was going through. Like I said, I've casually dabbled in the channel here and there and followed. Like I don't watch religiously by any means, but I have, you know, been witnessing, I guess, the growth in their family. I remember watching videos of them like just redesigning a room for him, and just videos of them showing, I guess, the progress that he's made. And he honestly looked like he's come a long way. I don't know, I guess from the video that they recently just put out talking about the decision that they had to make with having to actually rehome him, I think they were kind of going around it, but essentially what they did was bring him back to the adoption agency, and they then like rehomed him with another family. Before I get into what I'm saying, like people are taking it and they are running with it, and a lot of people just think like, whoa, 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 like what happened? You rehomed this child, like it's not an animal. How did you get to this point? And some people are saying it's like the child maybe doesn't fit into like their mold of, you know, like their perfect mold, because he actually does have extra challenges that they have to deal with. It's just really hard. It's so touchy for me, because like when they try to adopt out a child, they try to ensure, I guess, that the child is going to get placed with the right family. And that's why, you know, placement is so important. Just like with foster child, they want to make sure they place the child in the right home. But we all know that the foster system is, although there's great outcome for some, there are a lot of negative outcomes for others as well. We all know that it doesn't always go like that. Where is the perfect home for some of these children who have been met with like a series of challenges? So I guess in their case, we don't know the severity of the problems, I guess, from their extent. But I just have a hard time wrapping my head around the idea that you adopted this child, and once you adopt this child in your family, this child is now supposed to be your own. If this child is your own, are you going to rehome the child? And this is where a lot of people are kind of lost, because they think that they wouldn't do that if it was their biological children. Like, and now their families, like, I guess just them and their children, their biological children, but the child whom they adopted is now having to go elsewhere. I just don't know how that works or how I feel about that, and the idea that you can just say, okay, well, I'm going to take it back. Because I'm sure if it was your own child, wouldn't you be fighting to help him or her, to try to make him better however you can, or to just, you know, deal with life as it comes? Because there are a lot of people that do that. How do you get to the point where you're just like, I'm gonna bring him back? That's the part that I can't wrap my head around. From the other hand, from the other perspective, like, you know, I can also see where it's like foster care in a sense, where, oh, it's really not working out. Would he be better suited for another family? And it's like they have tried and they've tried, and there's so much going on that they have come to this decision to bring this child. I guess it's like a sacrifice on their end to say he would be better suited for this family, because when they did at the end there, what they stated that where he's at now, he's happy, he's thriving, he is he loves his new mother. It just sounds so weird to me because this all kind of seems like a pet, like I don't want to be judgmental of the whole situation because I am trying to see things from their perspective, but I just also know that that maybe that's something I'd do with a pet. I've had to rehome a dog before, and that was hard, but that was a dog. Like, if if it was something harmful in their environment that was causing harm to my child, then I would sell my house and I'd probably have to move and do something else extreme, because this is about my child. But that was a pet, and people still feel very strongly about pets. So I don't know, I'm just really left puzzled by this. Like I said, it's just hard. I don't want to go deep into labeling who they were, but I think it's, you know, at the end of the day, like, you guys are going to probably figure it out anyways, and I don't want to speak ill of these people. Like I said, they seemed like a really good family, but you know, you're only seeing people at a glance for such a short time on camera, and they would look like that, I guess, the stereotypical all-American family, like, you know. And it's a tough pill to swallow. It's a really tough pill to swallow to think that, like, that's the outcome after they've had this child for 4 years. It's been 4 years that they've had him in their home, and you know, he's called them mom, he's loved on them, he's obviously, there are siblings there, and I don't know to the severity of his autism and to the extremes of which it prevents him from not interacting, but like bonding and all that stuff. But I'm sure he had some form of connection with the other kids and all that stuff. So it's just, it's just hard to think, like, now, you know, like, to see him pried away from that, and now having to be reintroduced to a whole new environment. I know kids are resilient, but that just sounds harsh. And I don't know how to say that without sounding judgmental, because I don't want to be. But I really wanted to share this with you guys because, you know, we have these thoughts and we see these things, and instead of like jumping on the bandwagon of everyone that is saying something else, I want to share it here on my platform with my community, because you guys are very insightful people, and you all shed a lot of wisdom and share a lot of positivity, and I just want to hear your thoughts on what you think of it. It's just a tough one for me. I have a hard time wrapping my head around rehoming a child just because it was adopted, but you probably wouldn't be doing that with your own biological kid. Where are you going to take it to? You're just going to go turn your kid into something and saying, I'm dropping it off here, I just can't deal with it anymore. You know what I mean? A part of their excuse is saying that there's so much that he needed that they felt like they couldn't provide. He needed more. And then people are questioning, they're like, why did you have more kids? Because she just went ahead and had a baby. Why did you have a baby if you felt like he needed more? How come you weren't giving that more to him? Because as a mom, as a parent, that is what you're supposed to do. And it's, you know, people are challenging for sure. I can't say that some of their points aren't really good, but I just don't know where to stand. I just know that I feel strongly about the idea. There's something that just does not sit well with me about the idea of just being able to return a child like a toy at the store, or like a pet that you just think is like, man. But I can do my best to understand like the challenges that they may face. I'm not saying their journey was easy by any means, and even to get to that point to make that decision, I can't imagine it being easy, let alone sharing it here on YouTube for everyone, the world to see and the world to kind of judge. It's really hard for me to wrap my head around, because before thinking about a tubal reversal, adoption was the route that we were looking at, except we weren't there financially, and it's so much work. I had to make sure that I was able to think and check everything off the box. It takes special kinds of people to be able to deal with all of it. Some children are going to be easier than others. But then there are some who will come with a lot more baggage and a lot more hurt, but it's like, it's, you know, it's justified. These kids have gone through a lot. So just trying to think about that and how it would fit in my family, and how if a child came in and they needed more attention than my own kids, and all this stuff, I kept trying to think about all those things, and would I be able to give it to them, and would I feel right about it? And all these thoughts would go through my mind, and then I knew that right away, like, I'm iffy about certain things. I wasn't sure about certain things, and those were all like red flags to me that basically told me I was not ready. I was not prepared. I wasn't fully equipped, because you have to be that kind of person that's like, okay, I'm all in, and this is my child, and I'm gonna do what I have to do. And it's no different than if it were biologically yours, where you had a child and they had special needs, or what, you know, something that you had to devote more time to that child than you might to the other kids. There are parents who have to deal with that, and they don't like it, but it's like something that they have to do, and the family all adjust and all that stuff. And so that came into the picture naturally, whereas in the case of like adoption and fostering, you're going out of your way and in attempts to do this, and nothing is wrong with that, but you really have to weigh all the things before bringing these children into your home, just to make sure that you can treat them well, because they deserve to be treated well. They deserve to have another chance. They deserve to be loved, you know, and to take them in and to love them for a while and to kind of pass them on. I don't think that's anyone's desire, and I don't feel like that should also be another part of the plan, you know, especially when it comes to adoption. I know that happens in fostering, but especially when it comes to adoption. I don't know, guys. Leave your comments. I'm probably just gonna leave it there, because I feel like I might be going in circles now, but you can understand, I guess, where I'm coming from on this. Hopefully you understood where I'm coming from. And the reason why is because like I said, you know, we were gonna look into adoption. It's not to say that it's completely like off the table, but I mean, we're now on to child number 5, so I can't say that that's like something that we're really thinking about at the current moment. But that's why it's just like, I felt the need to kind of touch base on this topic and share what's on my heart pertaining to it. It's not my place to judge, because in the end, for this family, if the child wasn't getting all that they needed there, whether it's love, all the right attention, I think if it's in your heart to want to take them back, then it might not be, you know what I mean? Like, there's some void, there's something there that is some void. So if the child wasn't getting that, then perhaps the best place for him to be is somewhere else. And either way, however these folks got to this point, I'm sure it's really hard. And so, you know, this video is not intended to bash them or be judgmental, but it's just the topic. The topic for me is of interest, and it's a topic that I wish to speak on more so than them, except the topic does involve their story. So it's just one of those things. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys. I'd love to hear your wisdom, because a lot of you guys have a lot of interesting points to put that I wouldn't even think about, and that's the whole point of a community that's positive. We can share, and we can uplift, we can point things out, and we can, you know, grow. We can grow from each other. We can grow from it. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on any of the points that I made, and thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new, definitely hit that subscribe button, as well as hit the like button, and if you're a returning viewer, you are appreciated. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Until next time, guys, signing out. Much love.